The third body was discovered at 2:17 a.m. I know the time because the system stamped it twice. Once on the camera log, once on the incident report that followed. Same alley as the other two. Same position. Face down. Arms slightly bent. Like the body had been placed, not dropped. By the time patrol arrived, I had already seen it happen. Not the killing. The minutes before. That's my job. I work nights in municipal video surveillance. I don't watch people. I watch movement. Most of the time, it's nothing. Cars circling for parking. Delivery trucks. Someone pacing while talking on the phone. That night, the alley was empty. Camera 14A showed the victim entering the frame alone. He stopped near the dumpster, checked his phone, looked up once. Then something crossed behind him. Not a person. Not exactly. A shape. Tall. Too narrow. It didn't block the light correctly. The man reacted. Not fast. Just enough to suggest he felt pressure. Like someone had stepped too close. The camera never caught the contact. The feed skipped. 3 frames missing. When it came back, the alley was empty again. 6 minutes later, another camera picked him up. Camera 14C. Same man. Same clothes. He was already on the ground. I rewound the footage until my eyes hurt. Frame by frame. The system flagged nothing. No error. No intrusion. No anomaly. But the shape was there. I could see it. It appeared before the first murder too. And before the second. Always the same. Always between cameras. Always where the blind spots overlapped. After the third body, the police requested a full archive pull. I compiled it myself. Every relevant feed. Every timestamp. That's when I noticed the fourth sequence. Same alley. Same time window. Same shadow crossing the frame. But no body followed. Not yet. The system marked the pattern as incomplete. After the third body, the room went quiet. Not physically, the monitors kept humming, the fans, the low static behind the feeds. But no one spoke to me anymore. I stayed on the same alley. Same camera cluster. I didn't need to check the others. The pattern had already narrowed itself. In the previous cases, the time between the shadow and the body was consistent. 17 minutes. Not approximate. Exact. I wrote it down on a sticky note and placed it under the screen. 17 minutes. I didn't know why I did that. It felt necessary. At 1:59 a.m., the alley was empty again. Camera 14A. Live feed. Trash bags against the wall. A flickering light. No movement. Then the shadow crossed the frame. Same proportions. Same distortion. It moved like it remembered where to go. I checked the timestamp. 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 43 seconds. I started counting. The person appeared 3 minutes later. Male. Mid-30s, maybe. Work jacket. Hands in his pockets. He didn't look drunk. Didn't look lost. He stopped in the same place the others had. That's when my chest tightened. Not fear. Recognition. I opened an internal report. Flagged it as priority. Attached the live feed. The system acknowledged the request. No alert. No escalation. Possible correlation, I typed. I deleted it. Rewrote it. Unusual pre-incident movement. That was better. Neutral. Safer. At 2:06, the shadow appeared again. Closer this time. Still not touching him. The man shifted his weight. Looked around. Rubbed his face. I picked up the phone and called the duty supervisor. It rang twice. Then voicemail. I didn't leave a message. I watched the clock instead. 2:07. 2:08. The shadow paused at the edge of the frame, like it was waiting. I realized then that nothing in the system was built to stop what came next, only to record it after. At 2:12, I stood up. I don't remember deciding to. My chair rolled back and hit the wall. The man checked his phone, put it away, took one step back. The feed stuttered. I whispered the time out loud. 6 minutes left. The system remained calm. I switched to the internal line. Not the emergency channel. The administrative one. The kind you're supposed to use when nothing is urgent. It felt wrong even before it rang. Control, the supervisor said. His voice was flat, tired. I could picture him leaning back, one hand on the desk, eyes on a different screen. This is camera ops, I said. I'm tracking a live feed on 14A, same alley as the last 3. He didn't answer right away. I know, he said finally. We've got eyes on the reports. There's movement, I said. Pre-incident, same sequence, same timing. He exhaled, not impatient, just practiced. Are you seeing a suspect? No, I said. I'm seeing what comes before. That earned me a pause. Before what? He asked. I looked at the monitor. The man was still there, hands in his pockets now, weight shifting from heel to toe. Before the body, I said. Okay, he replied. Let's slow this down. I can't, I said. We're at 11 minutes. 11 minutes to what? I swallowed. In the last 3 cases, I said, the time between the anomaly and discovery was 17 minutes, every time. Silence. I could hear typing, not hurried, methodical. Correlation doesn't mean causation, he said. You know that. I know, I said, but I also know where this ends. Do you see a crime in progress? He asked. No. Do you see a weapon? No. Do you see a threat you can identify? No, I said again. That's the problem, he replied. Without that, there's nothing I can escalate. The shadow appeared at the edge of the frame. Same shape. Same distortion. Too thin to be a person. It moved closer. I'm asking you to log this as priority, I said. Just flag it. Get someone moving. We don't deploy on feelings, he said. We deploy on indicators. This is an indicator. It's an interpretation. The man in the alley looked up. Just once. Look, I said, if I'm wrong, nothing happens. But if I'm right, you don't know that, he cut in, not harsh, firm. I know the pattern, I said. Another pause. Stay on the feed, he said. If anything changes, call back. Something had already changed. That was the point. The shadow crossed behind the man. The feed didn't skip this time. It held. Control, I said. It's happening now. I don't see anything, he replied. Of course he didn't. He wasn't watching the right thing. Log the time, I said. Please. Logged, he said. The line went quiet. Still connected, but functionally over. I looked at the clock. 4 minutes left. The system remained neutral. The feed didn't cut. That was new. Camera 14A stayed live as the shadow closed the distance. No skipped frames. No distortion. The system held steady, like it wanted to prove something. The man noticed it. Not immediately. Not panic. He shifted, looked over his shoulder. Took a step sideways, away from the wall. The shadow adjusted. I leaned closer to the screen. My hand was on the desk now. Flat. Pressed down. Control, I said into the open line. I'm still watching. No response. The man backed up again. His heel caught on something. A trash bag. Loose concrete. He went down hard. The shadow crossed over him. There was no struggle. No impact sound. Just the man's arm, lifting once, then dropping back against the ground. The shadow moved out of frame. The alley was empty again. I stared at the screen, waiting for the feed to stutter. It didn't. Camera 14C picked him up 4 minutes later. Same angle as before. Same distance. He was already face down. Arms bent. Position identical to the others. I heard the radio crackle behind me before the system notification appeared. Unit responding, a voice said. Not to me. Just into the room. The timestamp rolled forward. 2:17 a.m. Confirmed. I didn't move. I didn't rewind. I didn't need to. The pattern had completed itself. A few minutes later, the supervisor's voice came back on the line. We've got a body, he said. Flat, professional. I know, I replied. Same alley, he added. Same condition. I watched the feed loop back to normal speed. Cars passed at the end of the street. A cat crossed the frame. Nothing else. The system archived the footage automatically, filed it with the others. 3 had become 4, and nothing in the system suggested it would stop there. They brought in Detective Callum Houl after the 4th body, not because the case was unsolved, because it was repeating. He didn't ask for a briefing. He didn't ask for names. He stood behind me and watched the footage in silence, not the bodies. The minutes before. The pattern isn't complete yet, he said. I turned slightly in my chair. It just happened. 4 identical cases. He shook his head once, small movement. It adjusted, he said. That's different. I didn't understand what he meant until he pointed at the screen. Run it again, he said. From the start, all 4. I did. The shadows appeared where they always had. Same angles, same blind spots. Then he asked me to slow the playback. Look at the spacing, he said. I zoomed in. Frame by frame. The first 3 sequences were tight, efficient, minimal. The 4th lingered, not by much. Half a second, maybe less. But the body still followed, I said. Yes, Hall replied, because it was confirming. Confirming what? He didn't say. He leaned closer to the monitor. Now show me everything after, he said. Not the crime, the noise. The footage changed. Corridors. Empty streets. Maintenance cameras. Places no one watches unless something goes wrong. That's when I saw it. The shadow again. Nowhere near the alley. Moving through a service hallway inside the surveillance building. My building. That's not possible, I said. Those cameras don't face outside. Houl didn't answer. The timestamp rolled forward. Live feed. The shadow paused at the end of the corridor. Right where my station was. It's not predicting victims anymore, Houl said. It's mapping observers. I felt my mouth go dry. You said it contains. I said, that's what you do. I contain spread, he replied. This already spread. The shadow moved closer. One camera blinked off, then another. I reached for the phone. No signal. The recording light on my console flickered. Red to amber. Stop recording, Houl said. I didn't touch anything. The system did it for me. Houl started shutting things down. Not all at once. In layers. Feeds went dark in sections. Entire camera trees dropped from the grid. Blind spots expanding where coverage used to be dense. This should slow it, I said. It won't, he replied. He was already moving, pulling cables, overriding permissions that weren't meant to be overridden from this room. Why not? I asked. Because it doesn't need visibility anymore, he said. It already extracted the sequence. I didn't like the word extracted. The shadow appeared anyway, not on the alley feeds, not on the streets, on an internal camera. Service level. Corridor C. My corridor. That camera was disabled, I said. It was, Houl replied, before. The timestamp was live. The shadow moved differently now. Slower. Less precise. Like it was compensating for something missing. Houl watched it without blinking. Is it still predicting? I asked. No, he said. It's transitioning. To what? He didn't answer. I stood up. My chair scraped the floor louder than it should have. If I leave the building, I said. If I step outside, it won't matter, he said. The shadow paused at the corner, right before my station. The recording indicator on my console lit up. I hadn't activated it. Audio capture, ON. Local archive, enabled. It's starting a new record, I said. Yes, Houl replied. You're the reference point now. My phone vibrated once, then went dead. Another feed dropped, then another. The shadow crossed into the last visible frame, the one angled toward my desk. Houl reached for the master switch. Containment will hold, he said, not confidently, not softly. The lights flickered. Just once. The audio kept recording. I could hear my own breathing now. Too close. Too present. The shadow moved out of frame. The cameras went black. The recording did not stop. The audio kept going after the cameras went dark. At first there was nothing. Just the low electrical hum of the room. Ventilation. A distant door somewhere in the building. I didn't speak. I didn't know what to say that would still matter. Footsteps passed outside the room. Not running. Measured. Too even to belong to panic. Someone tried the handle. Once. Then again. I stayed where I was. Archive flag. Houl's voice came through the darkness. Not close. Not far. Like he was already moving away. I didn't answer. The recording light stayed on. Solid. I became aware of how exposed the room sounded. Every breath. Every shift of weight. Every small noise I couldn't take back. The footsteps stopped. Something moved near the desk. Not fast. Close enough that the air felt different. The system registered it before I did. Audio levels adjusted automatically. Sensitivity increased. Like it was compensating for the loss of video. I heard my chair creak. I don't remember standing up. The door opened behind me. No force. No impact. Just access. There was a pause. Longer than any of the others. Then Houl spoke again. Closer now. Terminate index, he said. I felt the floor vibrate slightly. A deep, mechanical response. Servers powering down. Partitions isolating. The recording timestamp jumped. Corrected itself. Kept going. You don't need all of it, Houl continued. Just enough to close the sequence. I understood then. Not clearly, but enough. The system didn't need bodies anymore. It didn't need cameras. It had timing. Proximity. Response. It had me. The sound near the desk shifted. I could hear fabric. Breathing that wasn't mine. The recording spiked. Then stabilized. Mark this file, Houl said. Corrupted, non-indexable. There was another vibration. Stronger this time. The background hum dropped out. One frequency at a time. I tried to speak. Only air came out. The system adjusted again, holding the signal steady, preserving it. Then nothing moved. Not suddenly. Gradually. Like a process reaching completion. The recording light flickered. Red. Amber. Red again. The audio flattened. No peaks. No drops. Just a clean, uninterrupted line. The file closed itself. Status: complete.